Hello everybody, I'd like to spend a little time today showing you some tips and tricks about the drag and drop capabilities within the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. As you know, the platform is really made up of three environments. You've got the native client, 3DEXPERIENCE, which is the CATIA applications. You have desktop applications like Solid Edge, SolidWorks, and AutoCAD that have 3DEXPERIENCE sessions within them. And then we have the browser-based dashboard environment, which is our primary tool for working with 3DEXPERIENCE. In these three environments, we can work with this drag and drop functionality. First, I want to look a little bit at just dragging, dropping, and manipulating objects directly within the platform itself and the browser. But secondarily, I'd like to look at more of an extreme example of working across applications, these different types of applications. So let's start off here by understanding a little bit about the values, at least as I see them. First off is what is the value of drag and drop? To me, it's first off the ability to support different user experiences. You know, you can use a mouse, you can use a touch screen on a Microsoft Surface or an iPad to work with this type of capability. It reduces input errors because you no longer have to cut and paste and do multiple operations to get information one place to another. You don't have to remember the names of things. There's less chance of input. You simply move the information from one place into an application in another place. And it's natural. I'm really building on these other two. It just seems intuitive. You want this information to be in this application, you drag it into the application. And, just to move that information, it's just an intuitive approach. Let's dive into the platform here first, the browser-based platform, and take a look at how we can drag and drop in there. So here I've got just a task window and a bookmark editor and a list of users. Let's create a little task here first off that we can work with here, just to show how we can work with tasks. So I build a new task, the system automatically opens it, and the most basic kind of thing is simply drag it into one of the windows. So here I'm dragging something out of the bookmark, and I can drag it into anywhere on it. I can also drag, without opening it, directly into the task object itself. Maybe I don't have it open. And while it's in to do, it automatically will put it in as an attachment. The system makes the assumption because it's in the to-do state. This also works for people, of course. I can drag somebody into the task and it'll make them an assignee. If I look over here in the assignee tab, I can see Naeem is now assigned as one of the people in the process. So if I close the task, though, and say I move it into work, that kind of changes how drag and drop can work with the task. Now, let's say, for example, there's an item in here that I want to drag in. I'll just drop it onto the unopened task, and it's assigned not as an attachment, but as a deliverable. If I look back in here and we scroll down, we'll see that it automatically attached it as a deliverable to the object. So the system will make assumptions, and this is true across different apps. Let's look at another example with change. Here I've got a change action in another tab on the platform, and I want to add a person to it. Well, I got that nice list over here that I was just looking at in my tasks. I want to use one of these people. So I can drag one of these people, say Karen. I'll drag to the tab first, which changes the tab I'm working in, and then I can drop it into the application. So this allows you a lot of flexibility. Now, this drag and drop capability is an evolving capability. So there are currently limitations. Let's take a look at one of these. Let's say, for example, here I want to grab something from my architect tab I've got open here, this motorcycle assembly, and I want to place it into the changes that I want to make to this change action. I want to put them in as proposed changes. So I go over here, I would want to pick the proposed change tab, but as you can see, the system will not allow me pick this sub tab down inside a widget. So this is an example of a current limitation. It's a well-known one. Of course, I can click it, go back to the other tab, and just as I did with the name, I can now move it into that. But I had to remember to pre-select the sub tab down in the widget. This is a known, as I was saying, this is a known weakness in this particular widget, and it is already being addressed in an upcoming FD. Let's look at another example, the more extreme example with CATIA. Here I'm looking at the platform, and I can drag from the platform directly into CATIA v5 and open an object. This doesn't seem too impressive, but I can also drag from CATIA v5 into the native app, which some people might call CATIA v6, and open it there. This overall is probably one of the more extreme examples of drag and drop. And I can drag from CATIA V6 back into the platform and open it into a widget that happens, whatever dashboard I happen to be open there. So I can go, I've got quite a bit of flexibility. And of course, I can go in the other direction. Now, this is a little bit more interesting because here I'm dragging it into the database-driven world of CATIA V6. I can open it there. But I can also drag it back into the CATIA V5 world and open it there. So there's quite a bit of flexibility. And of course, from CATIA V5, I can also drag it back into the platform. Just a more extreme example. I hope you found this look inside the drag and drop functionality useful, and thank you for your time.